with breaking news.
Glad to have you back. It's now time to bring you to part two of the interview segment on the show. Now, as the year gradually comes to an end, the Nigerian stock market posted another record performance just last week as market indicators hit new highs, while investors gained 1.334 trillion naira in 5 days. The continued flow of funds into the stock market at the back of investors' confidence continued continued search for attractive returns pushes the market capitalization from 17.92 trillion naira to 19.236 trillion naira. Now, foreign portfolio investment in the Nigerian stock market also rose by 80% to its highest level in 11 months, as Nigerian equities also continue to outperform average global return. The need for diversification of investment portfolios, dividend payments, and enhanced returns on investment contribute to enhance interest in the stock market. Well, on the second part, I have joining me in our Lagos studio to talk about the impact of investors' confidence in the Nigerian stock market, the performance we've seen as the year rounds up to a close. Rotimi Fakayejo, a stockbroker and financial analyst. Good to have you on the show, Rotimi. Participation of portfolio investment and also dividend payments and just that quest for more is what really drives so many to still trade in the Nigerian stock market. It has beat all imagination from the start of the year, outperformed what we've seen in other stock exchanges in Africa as well as the global front. What do you think is still that enticing element that we have in the Nigerian stock market that investors crave for more here?
Well, looking back at the markets, in the last 6 to 10 years, the prices of most securities, except the newly listed ones, have been revolving within this range. Talk about GT Bank, talk about Zenith Bank, talk about Nigerian bureaus and the likes. But the ones that actually made the difference are the ones in the industrial goods, which are always meant and was meant, and also the ICT sector, which are end-to-end and better. And looking deeply at the performance of the market this year, those securities I've mentioned, inclusive of the Fund Africa, are those that constitute about 63% of the total market capitalization. That is, the industrial goods and the ICT are the ones that constitute about 60% of the market capitalization. And for the growth that we've seen here, looking from January 2nd when the first trade took place for the year 2020, up to present, more than 80% of the market growth, that is the positive change in oil index, oil share index, also market capitalization, is as a result of activities and price appreciation of these two sectors. So when you remove these two sectors or isolate them from the market, then the performance will have said the market will have been about 8%. So what now should be the question is, what is the attraction to these two sectors? And I think they're posting all-time high in their profits, after tax figures, and at the same time they pay good dividend. And also the future of those companies. The telecom is what is going to be the future.
Like this conversation now, the prospect is vast. Oil and gas, the telecom, even the banking sector, a whole lot more. Manufacturing, the excitement is there, but one of the biggest conversations we are looking at this point in time is that in the local economy, the sentiment still remains reserved, but the market is still the escape. So what stimulus now do you also expect for us to have come to bear, to be able to have bigger play in terms of transactions we are seeing on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange?
I think, to be honest, the awareness about the markets is low. That also is affecting the participation. I'm going to do a very quick analysis. Given an average total number of deals of 5,000 per day, multiplied by about 250 days in a year, that implies about 1,250,000 deals per year. That implies that, assuming it's a transaction per individual, just a transaction per individual, that means about 1.5 million individuals or corporates participated in the market for an entire year. Now, when you relate that to the population of Nigeria, which is about 206 by every day, that's I quoted, then you see that's not a remarkable, about 0.5% of Nigerians are actually participating. So there is a whole lot of work to do. And looking at what will enhance people to actually participate in the market, we should also look at what has made them has been an disincentive for them not to participate as they should be.
Well, we are dealing with a whole lot of recessionary pressures at this point in time.
Without being alone for the peculiarity of the Nigerian market, the loss in confidence during the 2009 market meltdown, that confidence has not been built. There was a lot of in 2006, 2007, 2008 market, when the banks had to increase their capital. And at the time, a lot of Nigerians had an awareness about the market as a day. And I believe strongly one of the things that could work out very fast for market at this time is for us to go about that sensitization and education of prospective investors and those investors that actually lost interest. If that is done, then we will see that the number of stocks that we have listed on the exchange, coupled with the population of Nigeria, set aside even the foreign portfolio investor participation, we see that we have very, very few stocks to actually play with.
Okay, now let's do an analysis of what played out just last week in terms of the volume and value of transactions we saw on the floor from the start of Monday to midweek and then midweek till Friday. Then we'll now talk about what's playing out, the latest figures for today.
Well, for last week, the performance of the all-share index and market capitalization was fantastic. But when you suppose it to the value and volume of transaction done, then it's quite less than what was on the previous week. I think all the last was just about 16 to 17 billion naira, or 18, compared to over 20 billion that was done the previous week. And that alone is something to really watch out for. Investors are looking at, should I go in, should I not go in? Even those who have to sell are actually retrieving sale orders, because they believe that the market can do better what it is, so that they don't underprice what they're going to sell at this time. So they watch and see, which is as a result of people about second wave
of the COVID-19
all of that. Actually,
is
not affecting the market in a downward trend. It has actually shrunk the volume of transaction being done in the market.
Well, now let's talk about the figures we are having from the Nigerian Stock Exchange closing figures. The market closed positive today as the all-share index is up by 1.72%. The top gainers for today, we have Dangote Cement. We also have Bok Gas playing big, Flour Mills, WAPCO, as well as Oando. And the top losers, we have Zenith Bank, Turner, Unilever, United Bank for Africa, as well as Guarantee Trust Bank. Now, with the play we're seeing today for the top gainers, Dangote Cement always has that big pull. Here we see Bok Gas, Flour Mill, WAPCO, Oando. This doesn't come as a surprise.
Well, it doesn't, because I mentioned earlier that the industrial goods actually commanding a very, very big position in the market. Now, the gain of 20 naira by Dangote Cement today translates to 340 billion naira, which is bigger than the market capitalization of Access Bank and ETI, that's the International Incorporated, combined. A single gain by security in a day, much bigger than the total market capitalization of Access Bank and ETI combined there. Now, the point is, people are seeing value in Dangote Cement. And one of the things that played out today as well is the news of released to the market. Dangote Cement is going to do a share buyback. And that has been the news since January. But now it will start affecting it. The first tranche is supposed, I think, December 1st. And whatever is bought back is either put treasury stock or cancelled. So we're going to see a higher valuation of Dangote Cement going forward.
Exactly.
So investors believe that they can still hide, partake in the...
That's a haven for them.
You understand the possibility that is ensuing between this very short period between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, and you are seeing a reversal in the prices of some other securities, especially the banks which they should be
Zenith
on the
Bank, UBA, and Trust Bank.
Some are selling some of these securities in order to take position in Dangote Cement. So we're going to see a bull run on those other securities that are going down right now.
Okay.
By the time we enter into next week, when they realize that they may not be able to get what they want in Dangote Cement. So we still have a very, very good time to go in the market before the year closes. We
have quite an interesting market fundamental on our hand at this point in time, but if we are to play pundit, what's your forecast for up to midweek? Do you think we'll still be able to sustain the bullish trend we're starting off the week?
Well, there's no way it will be sustained because Dangote Cement, the news is there of the share back. And there's going to be a continued buyback
until 31st
of the listed shares. So and they definitely today was just less than 2 million. And the minimum I think that could be taken between now and then is about 18 or about million units. So that means that the bargain hunt for Dangote Cement is going to continue. And as long as it continues, the strength that they have in the market, definitely the all-share index will continue to rise. But I want to by the time we are getting to Wednesday, even starting from tomorrow, we're going to see that kind of effect also playing out in the banking sector stocks.
Talk about the commodities market and how things are looking at the pricing of cocoa, the pricing of gold, and a whole lot more within that space.
Well, I think there's
for
been...
this week, your forecast, how do you think things will play out?
Well, I believe that with the way things are running out, the COVID-19 is definitely going to affect most other things. We know that we don't know we don't have control of the
supply
prices
control
of these
there, yeah.
commodities here in Nigeria, or even the producers. So definitely, if things are happening there, we're surely going to see the effect reflecting in what is going to happen in those commodity prices. So we've already seen that happening in the input price. So definitely see an appreciable change in the price of gold and cocoa, if at all there is any as we go into the week.
Thank you for your time on this, Rotimi Fakayejo. It's been a pleasure having you with us.
A pleasure.
Well, we just hope that the market sustains all of these bullish trends, but